Yeah, I mean, there's so much fidelity, but it does come down to like you just got to be in it to be
For
successful.
real. For
Yeah.
real.
For us, a lot of times when we talk about programming, we boil down to like, what are you going to keep doing? Like, what do you enjoy enough to continue it over and over? Because lifting weights can get pretty damn boring.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, no, but that's true. Like lifting weights, I always tell people like barbell sports are very monotonous sports, and you lose sort of the reward sensitivity over time because you start making less and less drastic improvements. And so I don't see a lot of people in this game longer than 2 to 3 ish years. I see a lot of people peel off with their first, kind of maybe some sort of setback or injury. They quit, they move on, which is again completely fine. For them, it's their vehicle of fitness for that period of time. But I think if someone wants to be in this long game and you're, listening to this, you're just starting whatever it is, it's like it's gonna be harder to add a kilo or five, to your lifts over time. But that's just how it goes. Like I remember when I was in high school, it took me like I maxed out my bench press every day and I added like 5 pounds a week from like 200 to 300 pounds within like, 12 weeks, 16 weeks of training just consistently. I was just kind of gifted for the bench press. But then it took me like 3 years to bench 400 pounds.
Hmm.
Right.
So, it's just that's how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and it's hard. Like you never know. I've told this story before, but in my like first 10 years of training, I only ever got to like benching like 365 or 375 or something. And then I took a lot of time off because I was having kids and had a real demanding job and everything. And then when I came back, I was like, I'm gonna lift smart this time because I will be the first to admit I trained pretty stupid. I just did the stuff I like doing, right? I was just in there to have fun, and so I did like my first real volume block, and at the end of it, I benched like 425 or 440 or something. And it was like, why didn't I do that? I would have given that advice to anybody, but I never did it myself. Like there's definitely, it's not linear. There's no like smooth climb to wherever you want to be. It's going to be a lot of ups and downs.
For sure. And I think that like I look back to when I started training, I would train with so much volume. I would just train 7 days a week, like sometimes twice a day when I was teenager, high school, all that stuff. And you can handle it because you're not strong enough to hurt yourself quite yet, usually.
Right.
And you're young, full of
Yeah, you're
hormones.
young. But I remember even like Max Ada used to coach me when I was a juggernaut back in like 2015 to let's say 2017. And, he was super high volume. Like I would have squat days where it's 8 sets of 8. Bench days, there was one day this was my choice. I did what I would call an AMSAP, as many sets as possible. So like 12 sets of 8. It's just crazy what you can handle. I think a lot of people underestimate what they can handle. But at the same time, from a longevity standpoint and sustainability, you got to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, you can. It becomes really important that you are managing your recovery well when you do that, right? Because you can't do the hang on AMSAP as many every week.
AMSAP,
You know what
yeah,
I
as
mean?
many sets as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, yeah.
AMSAP.
AMSAP.
My kids might learn what an AMSAP is here. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm,
Hey, just do it your last week before a deload. That's what I would do.
yeah,
I just do as much as I can. Yeah.
And then you go through your deload and you just feel like you're gonna die the whole time. You get back to the barbell a week later, you still feel gross.
Or yeah, when you're young and dumb, you would secretly max out and not tell your coach in your deload too.